The 6th of October is a very historical day for me. It's a historical day for a member of SADTU. It's historical for the people of South Africa. Nelson Mandela, our first democratically elected president, said when we launched SADTU in 1990 that SADTU is the beacon of hope.
Welcome to SADTU Online Television. I am your host, Nomusa Cembi. In the studio today, we have our comrade, SPHIWO MBOKANE. SPHIWO is a member of SADTU in good standing. He's going to tell us about his history and his journey within the union as part of our union celebrating 32nd anniversary. Welcome to SADTU Online Television.
Thank you, Mam Namsa, for welcoming me, and good afternoon to the viewers and everybody at home, wherever they are.
Comrade MBOKANE, can you tell us briefly why you joined SADTU in the first place?
I think, Mama, it goes back to 2002 and 2001 when I was at college. You know, when I finished my diploma, we then got visited by SADTU to recruitment process where they said, we are SADTU, this is what we do, you know. If you're a teacher, it's suicide to be a teacher and not belong to any union, you know. You need to belong to a union. So my main reason to join SADTU was that because it was mediated to me at an early age, you know, at an early time, to say join SADTU. This is what SADTU has got in take for members. You know, it's development, you know, it's labor issues, you know, empowerment on issues political and so on. Even though as SADTU, they would not go deeper in politics. But one of the reasons what made me to join SADTU, I wanted to belong to a union, you know, specifically teachers' union that will stand for teachers' rights in the country. That was one of the main reasons that I joined SADTU.
I'm sure there were other unions perhaps that may have come at your college to recruit. Why SADTU in particular?
I think the recruitment was unique. I realized that even though I had that zeal from being an SRC president, you know, leadership was still in the vein to say, I want to see myself somewhere. Also, I think my sister Ntombi Maduna played a very important role, you know, to say, you need to join SADTU. That's the only union, you know. I'm not going to go further, but I joined SADTU because I believe that they had what it takes to look after teachers, and they had what it takes to protect teachers' rights. Yes, there were other unions there doing their own recruitment process and so on, but on the day of our graduation, that's when I took a form, completed a form, and say, as soon as I leave this institution, joining a teacher's institution in any school or anywhere, I think I need to belong to a union. That's one of the main reasons, and that's how it happened. Since from then, it happened until today. And I'm happy that I joined SADTU, not any other union.
Can you tell us briefly the journey in the profession, your journey with SADTU in the teaching profession?
I remember on the 12th of 2001, it was in February, when I started as a teacher, you know, recognized as a teacher. And then I completed that form because now I had a PESAL and a SACE number. Then around February, I then realized on my payslip that there comes SADTU. Then I got information that for me to be active in this union, you need to start at the level of a site, you know, get that empowerment, political education in terms of union, you know, to understand it, you know. So that's when I then realized that how important it is for me to join SADTU. That's when I joined SADTU in 2002. Till then, you know, branch level, being a very active SAD steward member, you know, being a very active member of education within the branch level, because I then became the education convener. I think in Orange Farm branch as an education convener. I ran with it for some few years. Then later been deployed or given a task to be the chairperson of the branch. Later then back to education as a regional education convener. That's when I realized that in SADTU on its own is a university. You know, I've learned a lot from it up to that level. Being a SADTU member, being active, you know, up to the region as a regional education convener, getting exposed to activities of the union, plenty of them.
You said SADTU was like a university or is a university. Can you just expand on that? What is it that you learned exactly?
It is a university to me. It's unfortunate that we're not accredited as a university, but it is, you know. All policies that you will see in the department, they go through SADTU, you know, engagement, you know, giving a platform to look at a circular, make inputs, you know, as long as that circular is not going beyond the rights of members. So you'll get a platform of Magiconiwe school where we will go for certain extra classes, you know, lessons that will say empowerment. It is a university to me, you know. There are so many programs in SADTU. Currently, we've been running TUC on robotics and coding, which we're going down there to share this information to all teachers within the country, as a TUC collaboration from national level up to that level. So I'm saying it's a university because you get a lot of exposure in educational things. When any document is on board, on the table to be implemented at school, SADTU will have to make a research, make inputs, contribute towards that documentation. It's not only that. There's labor issues in SADTU where you get empowered in terms of labor. There are educational workshops, There's bursaries in SADTU where you go and study. Metikoni will give out bursaries. People go out and study, to empower themselves. So I believe SADTU is a university. There are a lot of programs in SADTU. It's not only issues of us negotiating on salaries and so on. There's a lot, there's a lot that is happening in terms of that. Even empowering young women and young men in SADTU, it's happening. Hence I say SADTU to me, it's a university.
In your work as a teacher in class, how were you assisted? How did SADTU assist you to be a better educator?
To me, classroom management was done at college level, university level. But SADTU had these programs of theirs where they say, how do you behave as a young teacher in class? And how do you prepare? And how do you plan? Before you go to class, what is expected from you? SADTU does that. It's that people don't know that SADTU does that. If you don't know, you need to go there and find out they are doing that. So I think that empowered me.
I can say in social well-being of members, SADTU has had programs on HIV and AIDS and all. Did you perhaps engage or benefit from those programs?
I think I remember the last one, psychosocial support, where we're saying, how do we give support to our members as SADTU? Not only them, those who have lost their loved ones, who were teachers, how do we give them support? That psychosocial support program was one of the key activities because after COVID-19, we realized that we lost a lot of our brothers and sisters. So that program was brought on board, how do we assist and so on, which even today, people are still benefiting from that manual and that program, which I was privileged to attend on behalf of Gauteng, because it was offered across the country by SADTU National Office.
And SADTU has also played a role in shaping members politically. Would you tell us briefly how SADTU has shaped your political view?
But I believe that politically SADTU empowered me to understand the politics and the dynamics within the community where we are. Remember, as SADTU, we are also having alliance partners as SADTU. So we are also participating politically to say who should lead this country and how should a person leading this country be portrayed. That person, how should that person behave? And what is expected from that person politically. So I believe that SADTU bringing such programs, bringing such opportunities, political empowerment, political school, empowerment, understand the issues of politics, because a teacher without politics, it's suicide. So as teachers, I think we need to have a little bit of background on politics, where we're coming from and where we're going, because we've got a role to play as SADTU. The future of this country is in our hands as teachers to make sure that this country is taken to the next level in terms of political issues, political engagement and political discussion. So I believe that SADTU politically has played a very, very important role.
There's this tendency that when one looks globally, people who are joining unions are getting fewer and fewer. Even within the federation, the numbers of the federation are declining. What do you say to a person who is not a member of a union?
Remember, unions are not only bringing issue of protecting your employment or protecting your service, but it's saying the condition of service where you are they conducive? Are you able to produce? When there are stress-related issues, where to go? When there are issues of labor, there are always conflicts in every environment where you're a person. Every working environment, there will be issues that will require a person to belong to a union. I mean, I cannot leave my work environment and go and negotiate on salaries. But a union is supposed to be there, negotiate on my behalf, because they know the service condition, they know the condition where I'm working. Issues that need you to be out of your workstation cannot be done by you, but your union can be able to do it on your behalf. So I believe that belonging to a union is very critical and very important. Anyone who does not belong to any union, I would advise them and say, if you're a teacher, why not join SADTU and get that knowledge and that information that you can get from a union?
What is it that you can say to SADTU for SADTU to sustain this growth and continue to grow?
I think SADTU needs to continue delivering the quality service that they're doing to its members. Even though we might not see eye to eye, there will always be people who say, but the SADTU is not doing much as I expected, and so on. We need to go out there to the young people. We've got a lot of young people who are coming on board as teachers. We need to go out there, empower them, give them program that SADTU is offering, give opportunities of leadership, because I believe that a teacher without proper leadership skills, it's a challenge. There are teachers out there who don't belong to unions. We need to go to them out there and say, this is SADTU, this is who we are, this is what we're offering. Give these young teachers a welcoming t-shirt as a new member of SADTU, that thing on its own to say, I belong to this giant union which is SADTU. I think our recruitment process needs to kick and start throughout the year.
The future of SADTU lies with the young teachers.
Exactly. It lies with the young teachers. We need to empower them, give them an opportunity to explore. They come with a lot of ideas. They come with great ideas, a lot of them. And the mentality is still the university mentality. But now in SADTU, there are principles. In SADTU, you must be led to be a good member of SADTU. A very, very powerful, good member of SADTU, knowledgeable member of SADTU. You must be disciplined. You must learn to be led. So if we give this to these young people at an early age, to say, when you are a leader, you cannot lead throughout. There's somewhere where you're also led. So giving them that skill of how to be led, how to take a role of being led and how to lead going forward. And that's where we should start.
Happy birthday, SADTU, happy birthday. Long live SADTU, long live. Long live the workers, long live. Amandla.
asiwafuna makwala asiwafuna mavelashona asifuna imidlwembe sifuna makabane kathamba.
Greetings, comrades. With the advent of social media, SADTU has evolved with the times to bring you the educator's voice on your social media platforms, to report on issues regarding your conditions of service, union programs, and to highlight the successes of members who excel in the profession, and many more. This is SADTU Online TV, coming live from Matthew Koniwe House. This is Nomusacembi, your host. Amandla.